Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Board YouTube channel for our 2024 NBA Draft Watch Along, part of the Hammer Betting Network here, and I'm super excited. The NBA Draft is always one of my favorite days of the year, and, well, it's here. And what's perhaps even better is it's 2 days now. We get, I wouldn't say double the excitement. The second round, not quite as exciting as the first round, but it won't drag on as much as it usually does. And there is a whole day of activity going down tomorrow that I'm excited for. But let's focus on tonight. A lot of action, a lot of anticipation for this one. I've got quite a few bets lined up and ready to go for the draft here, and we'll be looking to make some live bets along the way. So hope you guys are ready for all of this. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe to the Board YouTube channel for more NBA content moving forwards. Next stream, as I turn down my AC, next stream, it's hot in here with a jacket. Well, we're hoping to go live July 2nd with a normal pick and roll time with myself and Pips to talk about free agency, which starts on Sunday. What a crazy week we have in the NBA. Wednesday, NBA draft round 1. Thursday, NBA draft round 2. Sunday, start of free agency, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm so excited for everything to get going. I hope you are as well. So we've had a trade that went down. Sahaj asked me earlier, thoughts on the Denny Avdia trade. Well, it's confusing to me, to be honest, why the Washington Wizards were willing to part with Avdia after he's finally good. He finally had a great season. He's 23, good shooter, good defender, good hustler. Good size, good defender. I don't know why the Wizards wanted to move on from that to get the 14th overall pick. What I messaged back is I'm curious who Washington really like at 14 to want to do this trade, because if Dia is a hefty piece to give away, like, make no mistake, that's a quality role player for your team. A true fifth man sort of vibe to a winning team. Now, Portland are not that winning team, but maybe that he can help them become one. Portland have the 7th overall pick for today's draft, and yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with that spot now. Rumblings that they go Klingon. I'm not super convinced they want a big, but I'm not sure they go forward now after trading for Avdia. They have a lot of guards, so it's confusing to think about who Portland want in that position of the draft, but it's even more confusing who the Wizards want. So we'll have to monitor that as we go forward, but as we get closer to that pick, maybe we can have some sort of insight come through, and maybe we can just see the type of player. Maybe somebody is falling to the Wizards they really like. Who knows? We shall see. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for this one. This draft might be like one of the most high variance drafts we've seen, just because the talent at the top of the draft, it isn't like one of the elite drafts as far as top tier talent, but it's so compressed in talent. You're not like, the difference between a guy who's going late top 10, like late for this stream, compared to a guy going early 20s probably isn't going to be that crazy. So there's a whole bunch of variants that could come up over the course of the stream today. Let's go through my mock draft here. Try to gauge where players will end up. The trades have kind of shaped things a little bit differently, but I still feel pretty good about Cody Williams as a potential for the Portland Trailblazers at 7th overall. What will change, of course, is the Portland Trailblazers do not have the 14th overall pick. I do not think the Washington Wizards go Tristan da Silva. They traded away a better version of Tristan da Silva, essentially. They got rid of Avdia, who is a better version of da Silva, who I have projected 14th overall. That means da Silva is going to fall. I think the Heat, the Sixers, and the Lakers should be interested in him, but I also really feel like the Raptors should be interested at 19th overall over there. But as it stands, Reza Shea, Sar, Shepard, from what I've seen, are the clear candidates to go as the top 3. If you caught the pick and roll streams from earlier on in the week, we said, it was yesterday, Reed Shepard, we bet to go 3rd overall. Only thing that could really change that, I think, would be a trade. We're pretty much locked into the draft order at this point. Just judging by sportsbook odds here. Sar's a big favorite to go 2nd. Reza Shea's a big favorite to go 3rd. Reed Shepard's a big favorite to go Third, Stephon Castle, big favorite to go fourth. And then it starts to get a little bit different, but it's Matas Buzel's favorite to go fifth. Dalton Connect favorite to go sixth, which, I have that in my mock draft, which I made yesterday. At seventh, Donovan Clingan. I still think he could fall all the way to ninth overall unless there's a trade. Man, somebody will trade for him or somebody will take him. I mean, I'm the only person I've seen who has him mocked that low. Reed Shepard, thoughts on Shepard first overall? Not for me. At this point, well, I guess 8 o'clock thing, that's like really when things would stop changing and we're kind of zeroed in. But Reed Shepard, it's never been apparent that he has a chance to go first, whereas Donovan Clingan at least had a shot. But we'll monitor Woj here as the draft progresses because, of course, any Woj bomb could significantly change things. Shams was not on the money last year like Adrian Wojnarowski was. So we shall see. Nick Claxton, 4-year extension with Brooklyn, $25 million per year. That's pretty solid. Nick Claxton, new contract. If anybody has not seen, 4 years, $100 million. I thought he'd be getting $26, $27 million a year. So I think props to him, or props to the Nets for keeping that at $25 million per year. Wholly overpay. Disagree. That's good price, I think, for Nick Claxton. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Chris here. Shams is like a 1B, but Woj, in the pressure moments, Martin's got the death beam pointed at Earth. I want Adrian Wojnarowski. That's how it's got to be. Is there noise on Reed Shepard going first? Excuse me. Is there more noise on that? Hawks weren't even between Reza Shea and Clingan, but Reza Shea and Reed. So Clingan going outside. Sorry. All right, I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to go through my bets in a sec. I might have to make one right now. I did mock Clingan at 9. I'm trying to see what's going on with Reed Shepard right now because Carson has just alerted me to some of the discussion around Reed Shepard. This could just be some noise. But let's try and decipher this. Any good sources? They might be considering Reed Shepard. I mean, so Woj talked about it. Considering it, yeah, I don't know about that. All right. I think we're going to bet. I think we're going to bet live here. I'm going to try and briefly shop for the best price, but I also don't want to lose this number. So I did mock Donovan Clingan. Sorry, I'm just trying to piece this all together. I did mock Donovan Clingan 9th in my mock draft. That's the lowest I've seen him mocked. However, I don't see any team in the top 8 rather, who would want Clingan. So I think plus 2,500, yeah, is worth a little shot here. Limited, of course. All right, whatever. I'll take that. So we're going to go a little sprinkle here live on Donovan Clingan to go 9th overall. I found that plus 2,500 on DraftKings. Yeah, I'm gonna, lunch money if I lose, steak dinner money if I win. I lose my lunch money if it loses. I win some steak money if that wins. So we will go with that. Other bets that I have on the board, I'll go through in just a moment here. Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little sprinkle here because if no trade happens, then Memphis might just wait for him to show up there. Now a trade may go down. I feel like Portland are less likely to make a trade now after. So let's explain this. So the only spot he could go in the top 3 is first. I don't think Wizards pretty much locked in on Sarr at second. Reed Shepherd is apparent to be the guy at third, unless they draft Klingon to trade Şengün, which would be so dumb. So in my mind, Rockets have a center. The Spurs should be smart and know that Victor Wembanyama is better when he's at center. So they don't need one. Buzelis seems locked in at 5, plus they have bigs. They don't need another big in Detroit. The Hornets have Mark Williams, who I think is better than Klingon. The Portland Trailblazers have Ayton, who is better than Klingon. The Spurs, we talked about it, have Wemby. So the Grizzlies need him there. I think the Grizzlies will draft him. It will just depend on if they trade up to get him. So you might have, okay, Grizzlies will take him, which honestly, if there's a market for a team to draft player, that might be worth a shot as well. Let's actually see if that's a market that exists, because that would be a lot more likely. I don't know if we'll find that. Is there like a team futures? No. I don't think we're going to find that, but I do like the gamble on Klingon to fall to the 9th overall pick. And I'm currently trying to shop for, I didn't get enough down in one spot. I'm currently shopping to try and get another spot here. So, yeah, if you know my content here on the board, typically I'm not the one doing the betting, but I every year I am pretty keen on getting in on the NBA draft. So I'm looking for some good numbers here on the fly. Don't have it all memorized, unfortunately. That would be wonderful, but geez, if we could get an odds comparison screen for the draft, that is the future. That is the future. It'd be so hard to do logistically. But number 9 overall pick, I'm looking at FanDuel here. Klingon 2000, so it's not quite right where we've had it with DraftKings at 2,500. Let's see if we can get Sugar Hill or Bet Rivers. Okay, let's go to, they do have 9th overall pick odds. Donovan Klingon is plus 2,500. Wonderful. All right. You couldn't get it at DK. Get it at Bet Rivers 2,500. And let's just briefly check ESPN Bet just to triple check. But I also don't want this to go. Now, I'm not saying this is gospel, but I'm just thinking that 2,500, where for like the team that wants him, obviously they could trade up. Another team could trade up, but it's hard to call trades. Trades aren't just like that. So, yeah, we'll sprinkle in here. I'm limited on this one as well. You gotta love betting on the draft. You can't get any money down. All right, which leaves there's still an appetite on my end to bet this number. All right, just to get me the number I want down, we're gonna go Donovan Klingon plus, I think it was 2,000 at ESPN, just to get where I have put down the money I would like to put down here. So we've got Klingon plus 2,500 as the bet if you can get it. If you can't get it, plus 2,000 I think is acceptable. I would not go less than that. I don't even really like the plus 2,000 as much, but yeah, I gotta bet it now that I've mentioned it. So again, just some change here, but I'm just thinking about how the pieces are going to fall into place. Yeah, Klingon at 9 seems like, unless there's a trade, seems really likely to me. So, take that for what it is. It's coming from me. I'm not a pro sports bettor. Rec Plus, maybe I'll give myself that. Riza Shade now minus 2,000 to go first. Yeah, I don't think at this point it's worth. This isn't, we'll always have the Banchero draft where like up until like 20 minutes before the draft, Banchero was favored to go third, Jabari Smith favored to go first. That was just a crazy day because I had a good stake in Banchero to go first, and the whole day I was like, do I cash out? What do I do with this? Didn't cash out. Good day. Reed Shepard over 3.5 is kind of sneaky. If someone trades that for that pick, seems unlikely it'd be for Shepard. Yeah, you're not wrong. It just depends if it's for the Suns. So it would have to be like your plus 225 is essentially, not even essentially, because the team could trade in to get Shepard there. So your plus 225 would be betting on somebody trading in there and then also not wanting Shepard. So is there a might not it's interesting. I don't know if it's quite enough. Is there a, without accounting for VIG, a 30% chance a team trades for that pick? I don't think so at this point. And even then, 30% chance they trade for that pick and don't want Shepard. It's an interesting angle. I'm not sure it goes quite enough for me. I maybe that's because I also have money on Shepard to go third, but I don't know if that's quite enough for me to take it. Okay, let's go through my bets for the night. Some of these were on the show yesterday that me and Pips did. I tailed some of Pips' plays as well. First things first, I really like Matas Buzelis under 5.5 on his draft position. I don't know what these numbers are now, honestly. I could kind of help you as much as I can. We'll see if these numbers are still playable. I just like to share because I also, you can see what I'm sweating, see what I'm talking about. So player draft position, Matas Buzelis, where I bet it at Bet365 is, things have shifted. He's plus 130. Oh, bad bet, Jacob. Plus 130 on Bet365 to go 5th. So something would have had to have changed here. I don't see anything pressing that would have changed things. Unless I missed something. But yeah, I've been following all day. I don't see why they wouldn't take Buzelis here. So to me, if you can snap an under 5.5 on Buzelis, I'd go play it. So you can get this. Yeah, plus 130. I don't know. I look like I just said I'm not pro, but I feel like I'm Rec Plus. Now I look like I'm not because I got such a shitty number here. But I do like Buzelis to go 5th still, and nothing has put me off of that. Yeah, he's plus 130 at DraftKings as well. So I don't know. Not sure exactly why that has come off. Perhaps feeling a little silly with my price there. I could have gotten something better, but yeah, I like that. Let's see if this next play I'm about to tell you guys is also has also been blasted. Let's see. Because if this one, I'm about to pull up another one. If that's changed, then we're also I might just be getting absolutely cooked today. All right. Okay. This one. Okay. You can't tail this, but at least I look better. Donovan Clingan over 3.5 draft position. I got it minus 110 at Bet365. It's now minus 180. I'm not at the point where things are looking pretty concrete in the top 3. I'd say minus 150 is probably the highest I'd play here. Where I see it on 365, it's currently at minus 180. I feel like I did play something here. Yes. Okay. This bet does. Looks like we've also lost on this one here. To be a top 20 pick. I started to see the vision of Kyle Filipowski to go in the top 20. I played it at plus 600 at FanDuel. It's now plus 1,000. So, yeah, another dud for your boy. Kyle Filipowski top 20, plus 600 FanDuel. It's now plus 1,000. I'd play it at plus 1,000. I played it at plus 600, so I would play it at plus 9. I'm not going to double dip, but I'd play it at plus 1,000 for sure. Okay, moving on. awkward stuff. Donovan Clingan. We played it live. Plus 2,500 at DraftKings. Off market a little bit. I like that play quite a bit. Donovan Clingan to go plus 25. You can get this now. Yeah, I like this number. I did sprinkle previously on Clingan to go first, and Reza should go third, but those are useless now. The draft's been pretty locked up, so no point of sweating those. Clingan, basically fading Clingan. Clingan can make me some coin today. And Buzelis, I just don't see why Buzelis wouldn't be going that high. This is a strange one. All right, trying in real time to do the stream, plus also see how everything is maneuvering around with Woj and Shams. It's proving to be a difficult task, but let's get back on track here. So top three seems pretty locked in at this point. Just going through my draft process here. We will have some guests coming a little bit later. We'll see if they got in on any of some of this action earlier on. I know Hitman put a big play down last year for Victor. Yeah, I'm going to go first because it was a virtual, almost a guarantee. But I wonder what he's going to be on this year. His bankroll certainly, and his risk tolerance certainly higher than mine is. So let's see. Number 610. So yeah, Clingan still 2,500 on DraftKings. That would be the play right now for me there. Did I see the OG Anunoby deal? Yes. Did see the OG Anunoby deal. Shout out to him. Got his bag. Handcuffed the Knicks. Did so well to get that. Absolutely. What I'm coming is the Wizards in botching every trade they make. Yes. That was poor. That was poor from the Wizards. Absolutely. I believe the same thing. Bill Simmons' idea, draft Bronny at 30, hold him ransom. I don't know how willing teams are going to be actually trying to trade for Bronny, to be honest. So I don't really agree with Bill Simmons' take there. But interesting. Carrying the drop signing. Hopefully, I like De Silva a lot for the Raptors. I like Jacoby Walter a lot for the Raptors. Don't think he'll be available. De Silva might be available now, actually. Carrington has caught some steam today. We'll see if he goes a bit higher. And Jared McCain I really like for the Raptors at 19. Topic's floor, honestly, it's a tough one. He's been falling in mock drafts today. Falling a lot in mock drafts today. What is his floor? Like, the thing is about this draft is when you look at the absolute right in the middle of the screen, it's just a very interesting corridor, we'll call it, where if you don't go 14th, you have to be win now pretty much, because you've got Miami at 15, Philly at 16, Lakers at 17. All three teams are likely looking at some win now players in that range. So he doesn't. So I have him 10th. I think the Jazz could probably go for a player who's more ready to play now because of the injury. The injury will be problematic. So if he doesn't go lottery, there's a chance he doesn't. I don't think he goes 15, 16, or 17. So all of a sudden, if he doesn't go 14, now 18 becomes the spot where he could land. At that point, Orlando probably should take him. So I'm going to go Orlando. I mean, what's the floor, you asked? Because Orlando's not his floor. It's unlikely still, but it's not his floor. Yeah, the Raptors, I could just see getting their guy, stick to it. I mean, he won't fall this far, but like early 20s has to be just the limit where they're like, okay, enough is enough. Like, enough. Somebody has to take this guy. He could fall. Like, what I'm saying is there is a chance that he just completely plummets in this draft because of the injury. And a big reason why is because of the teams that are drafting at 15, 16, 17. You know, at a certain point, you're just like Cam Whitmore last year. Like, how did he fall to 20th? Teams were just like, we're going to get our guy and let somebody else take this gamble. You know what I mean? So, a chance he does fall to 19. Absolutely. Masai really got his entire previous core getting paid max contract, testament to development. Testament to scouting. None of them were lottery picks. OG was 23rd overall. Pascal was 27th overall. Fred VanVleet went undrafted, and all of them got max contracts. Knows what he's doing. Hey, another player beside draft just got a max contract too. Scotty Barnes just got a max. How about that for a run of draft picks? How do I feel about Claxton, 4,800? I think that's less than I thought he'd get. Minor. I think he would. I thought he would have gotten 105 to 110. So slightly less. Slightly less. Kyle Lowry would be perfect for New York, honestly. Karma X, I think we should go with Khalil Ware or Tristan Da Silva. I like Khalil Ware. They go center. I really like Tristan Da Silva if he's available. Which wraps at Cam 13. I really like Grady Dick. I have no regrets over the Grady Dick pick at all. I think he's a great player, great fit for this team. Absolutely. Draft coverage just started here on, I don't know, but I'm TSN. I'm in Ontario. I'm in Canada, so I don't know if you're in America, what you guys have. Running through my picks again. Buzelis, under 5.5 draft position. I got a bad number. Roast me. I think plus 130 is worth taking. I like him to go 5th overall still. Donovan Clingan, over 3.5 on draft position. Minus 150 or better if that's out there. I don't know if it is, but minus 150 or better if it's out there. This is what I'm sweating. Kyle Fitzpatrick, top 20. I got it at plus 600. It's now 1,000. Whatever. Donovan Clingan to be selected 9th overall, plus 2,500 DraftKings. That you can play right now. And I like it right now because I think that there is a chance that nobody there wants a center, and he falls all the way to that position. I was never convinced about his talent to begin with, but people seem to be really enamored with Donovan Clingan and his ability. At no point is Donovan Clingan favored to be drafted in a position. He is to go 5th. He's second. Oh, wow. He's picking up steam to go 2nd. That's what it is. Or 5th. Excuse me. 5th. He's 2nd in line to go 5th. Buzelis' stock is dropping as we speak. Okay. So this is where we've hit a snag, if you will, with Buzelis. Is because Klingan's picking up steam to go 5th. But why would the Pistons want him at 5? I'll still like it. I still like it. Why would the Pistons do this unless they trade the pick? This thing is, somebody's got to trade the pick, right? Kevin Durant to Houston midseason. Oh, I don't think Houston's going to move Şengün. I wonder if that's a sticking point in the trade. Houston shouldn't move Alperen Şengün, by the way. They might. They shouldn't. As for guests today, guys, Joey Knish will be joining me at some point, as will Hitman. Hitman should be joining me in about 15 or so minutes. Cleve TA is also in the mix to join. He's unconfirmed. He's a game time decision, but Hitman and Knish will be on for today. What other bets do I have here? Did I write them all? Pretty much, yeah. I took a few stabs on like if Klingan had gone first, but nothing crazy there. So those are gonna lose. Oh, I do have Reed Shepard to be drafted 3rd overall at minus 135, which is a good number I should share. Well, you can't get it now, but I can brag that I got a good number. What do you guys have on this? What's everyone got down in their ticket? Gone. What'd I play Reed Shepard? Minus 180 or better. All right, you can get Reed Shepard. I would take that. Plus 180 or better. I'm not sure if that's still out there. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's see. Reed Shepard to go 3rd. Minus 250. Yeah. Yeah, Reed Shepard's probably going 3rd. I'll fix this. All right. Let's see how it goes. I mean, I'm excited. A lot could shake up here. Let's see how this goes. Reed Shepard, number 1. Could you imagine? The whole point of picks will be Brooklyn for Phoenix picks correlated to give the Phoenix their picks back in a potential Durant trade. Yeah, I get why they're doing it, but I'm just not sure if the Suns go for it. I don't know. Dillingham and Holland may slide according towards. I have seen that. Those are other candidates for that little corridor I spoke about where, hey, maybe the Lakers, Heat, and Sixers all pass. I think 19 is crazy for either of them. My God, if either of them slide to 19, that'd be crazy. It would actually depend. The report suggests they could slide. What does slide mean for Dillingham and Holland? Because, like, to me, they're going late lottery. Does slide mean that? Like, were people expecting top 10? Now they're going late lottery. That we'll have to see. Bronny did not get a green room invite, if I'm not mistaken. That'd be crazy if he did. That'd be crazy. Hawks to trade Trey and take Castleman. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that. I think no matter what, Reza Shea can be effective no matter who he's playing with. So I think that it's fine to do that. Is your tweet today? Yeah. I didn't think Matt Ishby had any interest in trading there. Do you think Nikola Tobic, Rob Dillingham fall out of the top 10? Rab should consider Keyshawn George. All right, 2 questions here. Do I think Tobic and Dillingham fall out of the top 10? Yes. Topic I have at 10, but it's easily foreseen that he could fall out of the top 10. Dillingham I don't have in my top 10. Raptors, Keyshawn George, I like it. I actually don't think they need a center that bad because they have Jakob Pearl and Kelly Olynyk. All right, Adam Silver up at the podium. It's time. Here we go. Hey, I don't know if Chris, if you're watching, if maybe be solid to get a post out mentioning the draft is about, like, when the draft begins, and say, you know, we're rolling here. But I think Adam Silver is just doing introductions here. Zach Edey is not at the NBA draft. However, he did receive an invite. If you did get an invite, it's a good sign you're heavily considered to be a top 20 draft pick. Zach Edey is one of those players. However, he declined the invite because he wants to watch at home with friends and family. So Zach Edey is in the mix. Notably, Keyshawn George got an invite to this. We saw Bub Carrington got an invite to this, which was a late addition, actually, to have that. Declare for the draft. I would be the oldest player in the class. So, well, actually, I don't know. Kevin McCullough played 5 years of college ball. How old is he? No, he's still an 01. Good grief. That's 2 years on me. Oh, boy. Wow, Alex Starr looking sharp with the gold suit. Klingon, bow tie, and chain. I've never been a fan of the chain over the collar. Oh, Adam Silver is going on about the Celtics. Get out. Come on, man. Don't need to worry about them. Woj report that Reza Shea is being zeroed in as the #1 guy. I would put a lot of stock in Woj, especially after he had the debacle a couple years ago. I don't think he's going to allow that to happen again. Woj saying Zachary Reza Shea to go first is the way things are going here. All right. Draft is about to begin. Atlanta Hawks are on the clock. Atlanta Hawks are on the clock. The team that has had months to prepare for this is now on the clock. Imagine they're in the draft room right now. Guys, we have to fucking pick somebody now. Raptors locked in on Suggs. Well, things could be crazy sometimes. All right. Atlanta Hawks likely going Zach Reza Shea here. We will see. Looks like that's the case. If it is, we are on schedule. Let's see who can be quicker between Shams and Woj here. Who's going to get there? Who's going to get this one first? Okay. Are we getting... Waiting for maybe a Woj bomb. I don't usually like to follow the Woj and Shams news because I like to be surprised when it's announced. But for the first pick, I want to see who gets it first. You know what? At a certain point, you could just bet on, like, I'm going to be right here. They're going Rizaz Shea, right? And stake your career on. They've locked in. It's going to be Zach Rizaz Shea going first overall. But hey, I mean, if it changes, then the whole draft is destroyed. You can't even bet on the top 5 picks at DraftKings anymore. At Bet365, you cannot bet on anything draft related. So, yeah, it does look like we are locked in on Zach Rizaz Shea in this position. Yeah, going to look for some live betting opportunities. So one angle I want to look for is if the Spurs, I don't think they will, but if they do pass on Castle at 4, they probably go point guard at 8. So that's an angle I'm looking to exploit. Also, got to look for if a trade happens. The trade is very likely to get. I mean, it depends who the trade is for, but the trade happens, if it does happen in top 10, is to get Donovan Clingan. So we'll follow that as well. Edie to OKC. I've never been convinced that OKC would really want him. I honestly don't look at any team in the top 20 and say, yeah, they probably want a guy like Zach Edey. So he should end up somewhere in there. But to me, I don't look at any of those guys and think, yeah, they got to take Edey here. Rizaz Shea, no phone call yet to Zach. It's a pick in or what? How long do they need here? They've had months to get ready for this. If you see my phone, I'm on FanDuel. Trying to figure out. Yeah, you can't bet on this. So we'll see live odds as they come up here. So, yeah, Atlanta has made their pick. They're all clapping. Looks, well, we don't know. Probably going to be Rizaz Shea, right? The NBA really draws this thing out, huh? We need all this time. Like, the Wizards should put their pick in right away. They know who they're taking at number 2. All right, as we await the first pick, our first guest of the evening has arrived. Hitman, thank you so much for coming through on the board. Any bets on the first pick here?
Nice to be back. It's been a while. I have no picks on the first pick. No draft originating for me today or this year. I was like Knish this year. I was just a glorified runner on NBA draft stuff. So none of my plays are my origination, but I got some nice CLV. I got a few what I think are some good bets, but I don't even know. Like, I could read you some of the guys, and I don't even know their first name other than Bronny James. Like, I have a big bet on Knight under 8.5. Is that how you say his name?
Dalton Connect.
Yeah, there we go. That's a big bet that I have. Got a good number on that. I think it closed 7.5, like -2 something.
Yeah, I like that position. 8.5. 8 to me is close to his floor. I think 9 is absolutely his floor, but yeah, I like that position there.
I have a little bit of 9.5 on him, but it's mostly 8.5. So you're gonna have to, when the picks come up, you're gonna have to tell me, like, is he an option at 6? Is he an option at 7? I don't know.
Who, Connect?
Yeah, give me some hope.
I will.
Yeah.
Right now I have him going 6 to Charlotte, but trades could swing things, especially if it's if Memphis trade up for 6 to get Clingan, then perhaps Connect falls to 9. But I still think the Spurs should like him at 8. So I think you're safer on 8. 7.5 would be a bit worried if there's a trade, but right now I think 6 is where he's gonna go.
Yeah, I got a few other big bets, but Buzelis over 5.5.
Oh, see, I got bad number on that. I'm actually on his under.
At what number?
-120 on his under, which obviously is a bad number.
Okay. So nice. We got a head-to-head. I got a big bet on Saloon under 10.5.
Oh, interesting. All right, the picks coming up here. Yeah, Riza Shea goes first as expected. So nothing changes here. Congrats
So
to
what did
him.
he closed like minus 500, right? This guy?
No, he was like minus 1,600, minus 2,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I just checked some of my paper heads 5 minutes before the draft, and he
Oh,
was
wow.
still minus 500 there.
See,
That's why I thought that.
I was thinking you'd play that. I remember last year you played Victor Wembanyama, like right before the draft.
Yeah, well, I mean that. I mean, I was the guy that bet 100 grand on Caleb
Right.
Williams to go first. I
Right.
mean, because that I'm
So
not
that's why I
losing that.
asked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 500 would have been a good number there.
Oh man, that's depressing. That's how up to date I was on. I didn't even know he was minus 2,000 some other spots.
So interestingly, there was no Woj or Shams tweet about the first pick. Like they usually reveal it early. I don't imagine at this point that would be consistent. Oh no, Shams did, but Woj didn't mention because he had mentioned like 20 minutes earlier. Okay, so they probably will still mention before each pick.
So there was no reporting from either of those two guys before 8 o'clock, where they said like it's going to be.
Yeah, Woj. Well, he didn't. He said they're closing in on him. It says 24 minutes ago. Woj said they're closing in on Riza Shea.
Okay.
Shams tweeted 4 minutes ago that they're gonna draft Riza Shea.
Okay.
They've had some embarrassing moments in the last couple of years. Woj was like adamant on Jabari Smith going first all day a couple of years ago. That was that was.
There's a lot of sharps that made a lot of freaking money.
Yeah.
When that happened. I actually have a good Kanish story. Is Kanish coming in here? Maybe I'll save it.
Yes, he is. He is coming. He's supposed to.
When Kanish comes in here, put a note down for me to bring up our Banchero Jabari Smith story when Kanish gets in here.
Okay, I'll put it in the messages here. So I'll remember.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole day was just. I spent the whole day just like basically looking at my screens, like, what do I do with this Banchero bet? Because like, I don't want to disagree with, all the sharps are saying it's still Banchero, but like, is Woj gonna be wrong? He's literally the source for information, and I ended up just leaving it, thankfully, and Banchero went first. But last year,
every sharp in the world seemingly won on that Banchero and the Trayvon Walker, and that year, with that happening, with those two long shots hitting, and every sharp seemingly having Walker and Banchero at those prices, that was the end of the draft, as a lot of professional bettors know it. Like,
you don't even need, like, I'm not a pro bettor, but I was even trying to bet like 20 minutes ago and could like barely get anything down.
Yeah, like I got some intel sent to me. I'll share. I doubt any books still have this up. Maybe some books have live betting up, and maybe I got sent Silva and McCain 18th. Silva was like 12-1. McCain was like 5-1, and Holmes 28th around 5-1. Those have been two popular plays going around.
Holmes props came up for him to go 28th.
Yeah, so I know it was at least DraftKings put up, but it was some of my locals had it also. Exact picks at 28th, and a few guys.
I was waiting for that to come up because I know Denver had given him draft promise.
Is that Denver's picking 28th?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his floor.
Okay.
And so somebody will have to surprisely take it. But
now, where did you hear that he got a draft pro? Was that publicly reported?
Yes. So I'm surprised.
Was that recently?
Yeah, in the last, like, not today, in the last week or so.
Okay, because I had a few guys that like get decent information, and they were telling me about.
Yeah, 5-1 is great for Holmes. There, he's plus 225 now on DraftKings. Looking at the 18 numbers, De Silva's 8-1, McCain is 8-1.
I'd bet those if anybody listening.
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong number. McCain is 5-1. De Silva's 9-1 to go 18th.
Yeah, I would bet those. Anybody listening to the stream. Yeah, like Tom McPeak said, you'll get your $6.39 down.
How about
Everybody,
485?
there you go. There you go. And you know what? It's a great free roll for me because it wins. I'm like, oh, Hitman came on the stream and gave you guys a great long shot. It loses. I'm just gonna blame whoever the hell it was that sent me these because I didn't originate this.
Yeah.
So it's a nice free roll.
McCain is plus 350 now. Just went down there.
On stream, it went down to plus 350.
Yeah. Well,
The
I'm sure
market influence
people,
of the
there's people smashing it right now because you mentioned it probably.
yep, that's some
Smashing it for
market influence.
$6.39.
They took a lot of $6.39 bets right there. Way to hit it, guys.
How do you think betting on the draft affects your account longevity? Do you think that it's significant?
Yeah, it's significant. It hurts it bad. For context, 3 years ago, like the draft would be an event where I would have my best day of the year on the draft. Pretty much, it would always be the draft. NFL draft 1 and NBA draft usually 2. And I would get as many accounts, like new accounts, ready for it as possible, and just I'd save them specifically for the draft. So like, don't put anything else that will get it limited. Just wait for the draft. And now it's not even worth it. I don't even.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Czar
goes second.
He was a huge favorite to go second, right?
That was like minus 700. A few days ago, I bet it at minus 110. Ooh, so we got a winner there.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't mention that. There's my good CLV.
Earlier this week is minus 110. Past posting. Good job, Jake. You're officially a
well, it's publicly tracked. It's publicly tracked and was on Friday, June 21st. I tracked it at 10:42 a.m.
Okay, that's a good.
It was public, everybody.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as like going to the draft, like it just nukes. If you're trying to bet, like first of all, even on like the clean accounts, you're not getting huge limits on it no more. Like there was a time like 2-3 years ago, like Walker would be 10-1 first pick. You have a clean account, they might take 1,000 on it at 10-1. Some of these places, like you're not getting close to that no more, and it just doesn't make it. There's just better ways to make money than to play draft props. You're going to get insane closing line value, and you're just going to get fried immediately.
So I'm sweating this pick here. I have Reed Shepherd minus 135 here to go third. And I have Klingon at minus 105 to not go here. I have him over 3.5. So
it's between those two. Nobody else is an option.
Well, honestly, Klingon was never in the running for the third pick. He was only ever really talked about as a possible for first. But Houston have a very established center. It would be. There's really no talk of him going third. But I don't want to make a concrete statement here. Let's see. I'm going to imagine. I can't even bet top 3 anymore. I'm going to imagine Reed Shepherd close around minus 250 here. But Klingon wouldn't have been second to him.
I feel like this year, I know this year it was the least amount of markets too on the NBA draft.
I think it was just. I think, like you said, they get blasted every year, so they're just afraid. And I think part of it is. There's just so much variance for this draft. All right. Shams reported it. I feel pretty good. Reed Shepherd's going third overall. I couldn't bear to wait any longer. Shams says it. Reed Shepherd third. So that hits Reed Shepherd. So if you anybody watched the show yesterday, right on this channel, we played Reed Shepherd to go third, and we also played Domin Klingon over 3.5 draft positions. So 2 winners there.
I'm going to see what's the live odds on those plays I mentioned. Oh, it's off the board now. All the live odds.
Let's see.
For every market.
18. No, I see De Silva at 900, plus 900. McCain at plus.
Really, so I'm not seeing any odds up.
Let me refresh on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Let me refresh. I see it. Maybe it's because I'm in Ontario and it's different, but I still have it here.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What pick? I know you're the Raptors super fan. What pick do they have?
19, and then 31 tomorrow. So first pick
19.
tomorrow.
How the hell do they have 19? Weren't they tanking at the end of the year?
So they had traded that pick top. It was top 6 protected. It ended up being the 8th overall pick. They traded it last year foolishly.
And I
Uh,
remember that because I had some in season Raptors regular season win total unders. So I figured they
yeah,
were tanking for a better pick, but okay.
yeah. Well, they tried because their pick was top 6 protected, but they finished with a 6th worst record, and then the lottery they fell to 8th and ended up losing the pick. So somebody in chat asked what Hitman's live play was. It was Tristan Da Silva to go 18th overall. I see it up at plus 900 at DraftKings. Hitman doesn't see it, so I guess it may depend on your region. But
Also McCain 18th at 5-1.
yeah, it's 350
And
now. But if you can
yeah,
see if anywhere if it's 5-1, yeah,
I'd probably still bet 350 to be honest. And Holmes 28th at 5-1. I'd bet that.
that's where is that still up anywhere? I think that's
It would have to be DraftKings.
yeah, it's
I would
plus
guess.
225 now. He's the favorite to go.
Okay.
He's the favorite to go 28th now. Sorry, I spoiled the Reed Shepherd pick, so it's fair I think to put in the chat for this one. But yeah, it looks like Reed Shepherd 3rd overall, which I was nervous about.
With winner one. Like I hate when if I'm sweating a big draft. I love the anticipation of sweating a draft pick and like letting the commissioner be
We'll
the
say
one
from this
that
pick
says it.
onwards. From this pick onwards, no spoiling, especially because me and Hitman are on opposite sides of Matas Buzelis going
If you
top 5.
spoil it in the chat, you get banned for life, and we ship you out to Toronto to live with Rob Pizzola. That'll be your punishment.
Or with me. Rob doesn't live in Toronto, actually. I do.
Oh, where does Rob live?
Rob lives in the Toronto for people not from the area, but he actually isn't specifically from Toronto.
You have his full address you want to give out?
Yeah, I do. Do you guys want it? Nah, Rob's like so inaccessible. He lives in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's better than living in Detroit. So
that's true.
I mean that's probably the lowest of the lows.
For Buzz this year, I actually think there's quite a bit of talent beyond, like, it's not topic, but I actually think this draft is pretty full of talent overall. All right, so we're waiting on the 5th pick. No spoilers in chat, please. We do have our second guest here, not Kanish, but it is Cleve TA who joins us. TA, thank you for joining in for the stream. How you doing?
What's up, guys? Got a few minutes here before I put my daughter to bed, so I figured I'd jump in. No surprises yet, right?
No surprises yet. Of course, we shall see. We were expecting this to be a 3. I think the top 4 are pretty locked, and then we can start to see some shift.
Who do you have at 4? Are you
Castle.
looking at Castle?
Yeah.
Okay. Right after the lottery, I said, Klingon would be fun with Wemby. I just want to see it, just to have those two guys at the rim protect. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get any shots off at the rim against those guys, but Castle's probably the smart pick here.
I just think the Spurs are better with Wemby at the 5, so it'd be so strange to me for them to go with Klingon. I personally haven't bought. I don't buy all the Klingon hype, so, but I do agree it'd be fun to see that there's like just two monsters on the inside together.
What's better for the guy? How do I say his name? You're gonna have to tell me again.
Dalton Connect.
Yeah. Well, what's better? Who do I want the Spurs to pick at 4, so then they take him at
not Castle. Well, actually, sorry, you want Castle to go here because if Castle doesn't go here, the Hornets probably take him at 6.
So I want Castle. That's what I want. All right.
Do you have Connect going 8? Is that what you got?
I have him under 8.5 for a pretty decent size bet.
A lot of the mocks I've seen him going 6 to Charlotte as a spot, but I think 8 is a good floor for him.
Agreed.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny about him? I do a lot of like his draft history. Like he's an older player. He's 23, and usually those guys in the first round are there's a high bust rate with those guys. But I mean, he was really interesting because he started in Northern Colorado, and it took him a couple of years. He transferred to Tennessee, and obviously he dominated year one, SEC Player of the Year. I mean, his some of those games in the tournament, especially against Purdue, I mean, he was awesome. He created his own shot. So I'm kind of conflicted because my numbers background say that he's probably not. He probably has a low ceiling, but if you just watch him play and just kind of his style of play, he could create his own shot and get his shot whenever he wants. I really, I really think he could be a good NBA player. So curious to see
Yeah.
where he ends up.
If you can shoot, he can shoot. He can score. Like
He's
you'll probably
athletic
be
too,
fine. Yeah.
sneaky athletic, right?
There's a reason he was mocked like around 20 a couple months ago, and now he's a firm top 10 candidate. Like people really like his game.
I mean, he fits the modern NBA. Like they said, if you can handle at the wing, create your own shot, you can hit at a high rate from three. Like I said, he's not. I mean, he's not Doug McDermott. He's not like these guys, Corey Kispert, who people tried to compare him to. Like those
Yeah.
guys are just pure spot up shooters, nothing else. I mean, he can create. He's athletic, so I think it's a little bit different. I like his game.
Me too. I'm excited to see him, and hopefully for Hitman's sake, he goes soon. I'd say this is a ceiling, but I don't think he'll go here. Reminder, anybody in the chat, not to spoil for this pick or any of the picks here as we try to sweat them live.
I had to mute Champs because he was he was
Yeah, I just had to put my phone
putting
away.
picks out. So.
So I guess the NBA is not like the NFL. Like, you know how the NFL guys got told not to spoil stuff by like the league?
Yeah.
So I guess the
Yeah.
NBA, like Shams, just ruins everything and they don't care.
Well,
Yeah,
Woj
I
used
don't-
to do it, but they would do it where they would like instead of saying this guy is the
Yeah.
GOAT, they would do that stupid rumors or like I have a feeling this guy is going here. Like he would use different adjectives. It's is what it is. Look, if you want it spoiled, no problem. Just mute them. There's no reason to have them on your timeline if you don't want it. So that's what I do.
All right.
I saw some buzz with Castle going one. Like there was 100-1 buzz. I don't know, Hitman, if you got any piece of that last week.
No, I just really started betting draft this week, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I was telling Jacob, I know nothing about it. I just had a guy or two that was sending me stuff.
Yeah, I just got into it this week, but Castle was getting buzz, just long shot buzz, and then Seth Davis, from college basketball fame, CBS, he tweeted out something earlier today about like he has a much better shot at going one than people think, and then his odds plummeted. I think he was like 10-1 at one point to go number one today.
No,
It was crazy, and it never materialized. I think it was just because it's such an unpredictable draft that you kind of take anybody in that first couple picks and give it a shot. But yeah, uninspiring top two picks, I think.
You're kind of free rolled because like you could just say he might go one. They're like, well, it was such a long shot. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got the fourth pick up.
Let's
Probably
see.
Castle, but let's see.
I mean, it's the Spurs. You never know. They don't do anything conventional, so
It's true.
they've gone off the board a lot. Let's see.
I wonder who gets it first out of us three.
I got it. Stephon Castle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a delay.
Yeah, I have.
Delay.
It's funny. I always make this joke that like I'm deep in the live betting, and somehow I have the world's slowest television. I don't know how that works.
All right. So this pick is big. So me and Hitman are on either side of Matas Buzelis. I have under 5.5 at a bad number. Hitman has the over 5.5 at a good number. So let's see.
How do you feel? Like, what would the live odds be right now? Like, was Detroit the main option for this guy?
Yeah, I saw him on the mocks.
Okay.
Basically, Detroit have a lot of guards and a lot of centers. There's not really any need to draft a guard or a center. So, but Buzelis makes a good amount of sense because he's a forward.
Well, if Joey Knish is showing us anything, there's something in the water in the Detroit area. So
True.
these people don't think logically, you know.
Honestly, it would be, to me, it'd be just insane if they go Klingon here, because that's who was kind of creeping up the odds.
Is there anybody else other than those two?
Cody Williams could go here. He's another forward type of player. I don't think he's quite got the upside of Buzelis, but Cody Williams would be somebody to look at here as well for Detroit. Which, if they went Cody Williams, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
If they went Klingon, I would be upset.
Like I said, I was just doing some research this week, and I like to use historical comps. And this Buzelis guy, like, nothing sticks out. He doesn't look like a good prospect. Just from the numbers, I know he was in the G League last year, but like his numbers look terrible just from an advanced kind of analytics standpoint. Low assist rate, like doesn't shoot it that great. Like I'm not really sure what he does all that well. I know he was a good prospect coming into last year, so maybe that's why. But I didn't really understand all the hype that was like just looking at the numbers. Like I said, I mean he's playing against older guys, but that was
So
I don't really understand it.
Part of it is playing G League. Part of it is he's just okay at a lot of things, and there's just potential that people want to work with because he's got a lot of tools.
It sounds like a Pistons pick, right?
Yeah, I personally think it's a terrible landing spot for Buzelis, but I can see why the Pistons would want to take him.
Yeah, I mean this would be a good spot if someone actually wanted Klingon to trade into the spot. Like, why would you pick here if you're Detroit? Like, just try to move down and pick up some more assets.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Damn, no Knish for the Pistons pick.
Maybe he'll come in after to celebrate, parade him as the savior of the franchise.
Funny, he tweeted something earlier that I'm not sure I agree with him on. He said that the new that new apron rules, which I don't think anybody really understands, but it's such a hard cap that limits the trades. That everything was already fun as it was with kind of how it was almost like fantasy sports with all these trades in the past. But like I actually think the apron causes more trades because you can't create super teams. You can't just have can't just go over the cap and be okay. Like you get so punished by going way over the cap like the Warriors were a couple of years ago that you just can't keep those guys anymore. And so I think it actually lends itself to more trades because you have like the Clippers might have to just let Paul George go because it's so punitive to be up there. So curious to see how that is the first year of that.
Is Paul George an unrestricted free agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The expectation has been he'll be back with Clippers, but he can obviously go wherever he wants.
The Warriors would be fun. I saw that.
I saw that today as well. That would be.
And then Klay Thompson's going to leave the Warriors, right? That's the word.
Probably, but who
probably
knows?
Orlando, but I wouldn't rule out a return still. They've been keen in the past on keeping this group together. So,
which is nuts because what's the point? Like you're just going to be another 8 seed or playing game.
They've won a bunch of championships and they want to be regarded as a team that takes care of their stars. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, they've taken care of them for like what? How long have they been together? Like 13 years?
Yeah, that's
and
really
Draymond.
It.
Yeah, they put up with all of Draymond's bullshit. So
I just feel like you're wasting Steph Curry's twilight year. Like he's still in his prime.
Oh, for sure.
I think you gotta take a swing if you can.
Okay, well, sorry. He technically does have a player option. It would be foolish for him to risk injury that next season and take that player option. I think for him, he should just take his long-term deal. But technically, yes, he could opt in one more year.
Well, whoever this pick is, I know it's. You know what? I'm not going to spoil it. I don't know who it is, but I just got a text.
If you don't know who it is, then it's
someone was mad or happy. So one of my guys I bet with was mad or happy. So,
okay, I don't know what that means.
So if he's happy, it's good for me. If he's mad, it's bad for me.
Okay.
So
We'll see.
Trajan
Then
Langdon's a
either
new
on
GM,
one side
right?
or the other as well.
I know Jacob's on the opposite side, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say if I'm happy or if I'm miserable.
Yeah, I'd need Buzelis to go here.
I could tell, like I could read Hitman like a book. He's not happy right now. I mean, it's just a really bad poker face.
A lot of
That's
people
true.
said I should start playing poker, and I said, "Do you want me to? You want me to get divorced? Like I already spend like 95% of my time gambling or playing golf. So
You'll end up like Spanky's the
yeah,
lawyer that's suing Spanky.
yeah. It's hitmen are in the news right now. So I got the shirt on, you know.
I figured it was you. I didn't see you respond in our chat about it. I figured you were the masked gunman, the hitman.
No, I just anytime I'm getting stiffed to money, I'm all bark, no bite. I just verbally say stuff to people. I last week I texted a bookie's mom that stiffed me. Got his mom's phone number, and because he's been stiffing some other people in the community or whatever, and I texted her, seeing if she could get through to her son. So that's how sick I am.
There should be a website for bookies, no? Like, if you're buying an online store you've never heard of, you look at reviews for it. There should be a website for bookies
Well,
now.
Right Angle Sports in the Discord, they used to have the stiff scams thing where
Oh,
a lot
really?
of bookies would get like information posted if they were stiffing people. And I think it's up somewhere else. Like there's a few.
All right, pick is in here. 5th pick. Did it get spoiled for me? Oh, it
Who's
is
got
Ron
what
Holland.
again?
Wow.
Oh, Ron Holland.
Oh,
Ooh.
no, Detroit. Okay.
I actually like this pick for them because we were talking like Bucelis just doesn't fit there. I think a guy like Holland, who was the #1 prospect coming into the
5?
year, yeah, why not? He's got upside.
I know, but
I actually don't mind this. I don't
he had a
mind it.
chance to fall out of the lottery. He went 5th.
Hey,
Oh,
look,
okay.
what, Jacob? You follow this more than I. Wasn't he the #1 player going into the season? That's what I had heard. I heard a podcast
was one of the
today that
top
was talking
guys,
about
as was Isaiah Collier, who is now projected in the mid-20s. Maybe he goes higher. We'll see.
No, yeah.
This guy
Collier,
closed at
50+.
9.5.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a shock. Like, this is a shock. This is I have him 13th on my mock. This is gonna light up the draft here. Okay, so
Grizzlies just traded up. Who do you think they would be picking?
Klingon.
They want
Klingon.
Klingon. Yeah. So they traded up with Charlotte.
Yeah.
This is bad for your Dalton Connect bet. Yeah,
this is
if the Grizzlies are trading up, they're getting Klingon.
Wait,
100%.
no. So yeah, but Spurs wouldn't the Spurs take Connected 8?
I think so.
that's- Yeah.
But it's just less.
What about Portland? Is there any chance they would take that guy?
There's a chance, but I don't think so. Well,
They might. They've got Scoot and they've got
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah,
Simons.
they might.
need wing. They need a wing.
I was gonna play. I was gonna play Cody Williams to go 7th. Now that Klingon's gone, but that is off the board now.
Jacob, you're talking about Isaiah Collier. Tossed it in the chat. A little birdie told me that the Wizards like him at 14. No idea how legit, but
I did
got
see
him
that.
at a good number.
I didn't want to
So,
mention
just-
without
No, that's
you
okay.
bring it up
I
first.
had a site that had that up, and I bet that what you
Yeah, it's a long
whatever.
shot. Like I said, and they made a trade to get number 14, which was kind of strange. It was a weird trade. I don't know why
It was a
they
bad
traded
trade.
Debbie,
by the way.
but anyway, yeah. As soon as that happened, I had heard that's a potential destination. So just an FYI.
Who's
for anybody
offering
who's-
live props on this, by the way, other than DraftKings?
I haven't even looked. I took this before. Took it before the draft, so I don't even know.
Okay. Yeah. So we did play live, Klingon to go 9th. And the only thing that would have stopped this was the Grizzlies trading to 6, which they did, unfortunately. Well, yeah, I think one of the only things that was going to stop it.
That's a good fit, by the way. they get all their guys back. Obviously, John Morant.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
they
it.
need a center. I think it's a great pick for them. I think it's the perfect spot for Klingon and
Good
perfect spot.
good lob partner for Morant too.
Good, and I think biggest thing he's a great screener. He's going to give him a lot of space.
You said you didn't buy. You're not buying into him. You don't think he'll be a solid pro? I
Um,
mean, he doesn't have all. He's not he's not never going to score 20 points a game. But
yeah, I didn't like it at some spots. I like him at the Grizzlies a lot. I think that's a great spot for him.
He's a guy who should go to a playoff level team, or at least a borderline playoff team.
Yeah,
not
and it's just
rebuilding
where
team.
they get the gritty work out of him, where he doesn't need to be a lead guy. He's just going to do his job, grab boards, set screens, protect the rim.
Where do you think Zach Edey goes? By the way, not to change the subject.
God,
I've seen a lot of Miami, but I actually took him at 12 as an exact pick, just because I thought that the Grizzlies the Thunder might want a big man. So I took a little shot at him there.
The Thunder. I don't know. So I personally don't look at any team and think they would want Edey. Like the Thunder have prioritized like versatility and switchability. Like they don't have a center. Maybe they just lean in.
They have so many of those guys.
Yeah. So maybe like 10, 12 minutes a game, Edey as the rim protector, maybe. But
big surprise, 6th pick isn't Clingan. It's Bronny James.
Did you tell? I feel like Hitman. That's something you pounded one way or another. Is over under, wasn't it? Like, is it 54.5? Like,
yeah, I had one of the paperhead sites yesterday had him at like 41.5 when he was getting steamed up by everyone, and I was able to get a little bit on that.
I feel like he's either going to go like 30, someone's just going to like take a stand and do something shady just to hold the Lakers hostage, or he's going to drop to the 55. I don't think there's much in between.
I mean,
I feel like
there's a guy on Twitter that bets $1,000 a play and shows bet slips to prove it, and he bet Clippers 30-1. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Old GRP.
Yeah, he's taking another wild swing at a long shot.
Best long shot better in the game.
Yeah,
cornered it.
Yeah.
But Hitman, there's people that were taking, there's like Twitter reports about, someone took Bronny, like put like $100 on him, 250-1 or whatever it was.
It was 500 like today. Somebody bet 500.
Whatever it is.
I bet MGM today, and it's.
Talk about a way to keep an account for a while. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
you might as well just burn your money, but
I mean. I just don't have words, for it. It's like, I guess like people like this are the reason that like people that know what they're doing are able to make money. If everybody knew what they're doing, the sports books wouldn't be in business,
Explain to me why every book didn't have Bronny going number 1 as an option.
If I was like Circa, I would put up like I'd say anybody that wants it, we'll give you 1,000 to 1.
Unlimited.
We'll make limits, whatever. And they could have tried to market that,
Yeah.
Any number, like literally
literally any number,
check.
Any liability.
And then what it loses, and then you just it ends your business. Like
I don't know. Do they even have props? Benson tweeted at me last month that they weren't even going to do it. Yeah.
Nothing.
That's crazy.
I don't even know how much longer they're going to keep doing the NFL stuff, to be honest. I know like this year was good. Like they did the 500 everything. And this year, like again with the draft, I asked Benson after. I was like, you guys probably won, right? Because it was a pretty unpredictable draft. He's like, no, we lost though. So he said they got killed on the Raiders to take a tight end. Like some people had really sick prices on that.
Yeah.
So
they haven't had the
pick here.
This pick's not in yet.
It's kind of a boring one. I think it's just they obviously should take Klingon here.
I guess live betting is going on because someone in the chat said he bet the Collier 14th.
Yeah,
What'd they get it at? I can't see the chat right now.
1,400.
Really?
Still up at DraftKings at 1,400.
Like, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but just saying, I heard.
Sorry, it's plus 1,000 now. Plus 1,000.
Okay.
10 to 1. All right, pick is in. Let's see. I'm assuming Klingon.
The worst thing is ESPN doesn't even tell you about these trades, so it still looks like it's.
Whoa! Salon went number 6.
Wow, for real?
Wow.
Oh, I had his under. And Woj tweeted that it was Clinigan.
Did he?
Yeah. I kept my mouth shut for the stream, but
oh my God, that is. I don't know if somebody.
Nowhere.
You know what? He was going. You know what? He was probably going 8th, and they wanted him at 9 and weren't going to get him.
wait.
So I was listening to.
No, I might have misread it. Woj said
I was-
another team working to move up and secure Donovan Clingan.
Oh well, they're going to get him at 7.
Okay. I screwed it up.
Spurs might get him now. Spurs might get him.
Portland's probably going to take Clinigan.
It's Klingon.
Klingan, whatever the hell his name is.
Wow, this is a shocking.
3 Frenchmen in the top
pick.
6. That's insane.
Good for him, man.
Wait, so this definitely was the trade, though, right?
Charlotte kept the pick. Charlotte kept the pick. Sorry, guys.
Unless it might.
Wait, did they? They didn't make the trade?
I know. I think they're trade. I think they're going to trade with. Wait.
No. Woj tweeted they're keeping the pick.
Wait. So this is the Hornets pick.
The Hornets selected Salon.
They didn't trade with Memphis. What happened with all that?
The Grizzlies. Sorry, the Grizzlies are just keeping the pick. Or the Hornets are keeping this pick.
And you're trading it to Memphis?
No.
Wait.
The Hornets drafted Salon because they wanted Salon here. That's what the news is.
So who was the person that said Memphis was doing that?
I didn't. I'm not on Twitter. I saw in the chat somebody said it, and I think didn't one of you guys?
Yeah, I think. You can tell I'm really
trade
locked
fell
in
through.
this year's draft.
Okay, this is great because if Portland don't take Klingon, he's going to go to 9 where we played Klingon live or not
right.
live.
Mike Durso, trade fell through. Mike Durso, just to let everyone in the chat know, he's been ducking me in a one-on-one golf match. I've been trying to. I know him personally. I've been trying to get him. He's been ducking me. So.
Okay, so if Portland pass on Klingon here, I think that's a winner. But this is really bad for your Dalton Connect bet.
Well, no, Klingon's going to go here. Or what? I keep saying his name wrong.
Klingon.
And then who's then the favorite for 8?
Connect, right? Connect.
I'd say Connect.
Okay.
Although San Antonio might take that Buzelis now, right? Because he's dropping.
Buzelis or Carter.
Oh wow. There's some good players left over here.
I mocked Carter there. I like Devin Carter a lot for the Spurs, but they already took a point guard, so I think Buzelis has gone a bit far at this point. But because I thought the Spurs may have liked him.
No,
at,
what position does Buzelis play?
A forward,
small forward, right?
And so does the guy I need.
Connect.
He's a forward also.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people are seeing it like these analytics models are seeing the same thing I see. I mean, like honestly, these numbers. I don't know anything, and I just like sat down and just saw the numbers. I was like, this guy's going 5th. I couldn't believe it. So I don't know. Maybe he drops. I don't know. Well, I know who 7 is. Woj already spoiled it, but I won't say anything.
Oh. So Portland have Aiden. I don't know why they'd take him. I mean, most mock drafts had him 7, but I just don't really see why they would do that.
I have Carter under 10.5.
I think that's a good spot to be in. But there's been some guys wasn't like Holland and Solana did not have going top 10, so that might throw a wrench in that. But but Solana, you said, was becoming a popular choice to go top 10
today on a ride home, and they were talking about Essie Rosillo brought his name up. as like just if you watch his YouTube video, he's kind of like all over the map. He's just like kind of a spaz, and they just said that teams like him more than kind of what's out there. But that's all I
Ah.
heard about the guy.
So it is Klingon that went
Yeah.
in this spot. Damn. It was worth an effort. All right. So
Yes.
Connect has to go 8th here.
I don't got much other action other than the Carter, I got Missy under 21.5 and 20.5 for a pretty decent size.
I think he goes 21.
All right, here's a trivia for Hitman. He just to prove that he just bets these because people give. Do you even know what college Missy went to?
I can't name you the college the guy that went first overall went to.
But anyways.
Or was he from France? I don't
from
even go to college.
Yeah.
No, I love it. This is just this is what happens when you just get fed information, right? You got guys and you just bet it.
Not
right?
even a lot of it wasn't even like very little of it was like guys saying they had info. A lot of it was just guys like just handicapping it. I guess off Raiders or I don't know what they were doing. It's just guys I know that were asking me if I could get down on some stuff.
Right.
All right. What else do I have?
So this is a big pick for you guys, right?
That was like the bulk of my action, yeah.
You need Connect here bad, huh?
That was probably my biggest. And of course, like biggest doesn't mean I liked it the most. It just happens to be that's what I was able to get the most on.
Right. Well, we'll see. I do think the Spurs like him at 8. But
yeah, but we didn't expect Buzelis to be there, so that
puts
a monkey wrench. And you know the Spurs love their Euros, so you never know.
Part of the reason I went under for Buzelis was I thought the Spurs would like him at 4 potentially, but if not, the Pistons would take him. Maybe Knish going into hiding after that number 5 pick.
I mean, yeah, the dumbest pick in the draft, a Detroit team.
I mean, he's a good defender, but God, does he not really address what they need in some areas? And it's just too high for him. They could have traded.
Is there anybody else other than the 2 forwards that could go here?
Well, it's the Spurs. I think they wanted Salon here and won't obviously get him now. I think Devin Carter is an option for them at 8.
What about Topic? What about Topic? Because he was supposedly a top 10 talent that just tore his ACL.
It'd be very Spursy to go Nikola Topic here just because he's a possible top 5 pick if he's not injured.
Yeah.
It's the Spurs, man. It's tough to call here.
So Buzelis is from the G League Unite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As was Ron Holland. That team doesn't exist anymore, actually. They folded. They were horrible this year.
It's so funny. As bad as this year's draft is, next year's going to be so loaded with
and
Flag,
the year after that's supposed
Flag.
to be good as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to think now how teams reshape, like Grizzlies at 9. There's nobody I think they really like at, well, if Connect falls, I think they'll take him at 9.
Yeah, I have a little bit of the 9.5, and it was like -3 something. And the guy that was sending me stuff told me that under 9.5 -3 something was better than under 8.5 -180-ish.
For Connect?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's there, I don't think the Grizzlies pass because that's just an immediate fit for like a winning team. We'll see. Although Spurs could take Rob Dillingham here. There was reports that he was going to fall in the draft, but the report was that Ron Holland and Dillingham will fall, and Ron Holland just went 5th.
The funny thing about Dillingham and Shepard is that Kentucky team, their defense was so horrible.
Not because it was Shepard.
No, Dillingham. He's just, I mean, you could score. Dillingham is like Lou Williams, right? Like Jamal Crawford. That's his destiny in the NBA, which I don't know. Like, are those guys worth top 10 picks? Probably not. But
Well, it's the shot creation, but he does it from 3 a lot more than those guys, which is
and he's
appealing.
like 170 pounds. I saw that. I think that's what he was at the combine, like just crazy skinny.
I can just look
He's
it up
gonna beat
quickly.
up.
He's small. He's short, but there's a lot of size on this team already, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll go here for reference, but I'm not going to rule it out.
We'll see. They're down to a minute.
Dillingham.
They're taking their
Rob
sweet
Dillingham
time.
weighed 164 pounds
Oh my
at the combine.
God, 164.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to beef up a little.
All right. It says pick is in on ESPN.
The swing of the draft.
Let's go.
I hope they take Connect. I'd like to see him with Wemby, and I like Connect.
Yeah.
I want to see him.
I would like this spot for him.
I mean, they're trying to get Connect is the best shooter available, right?
Yeah.
He's probably the best all-around player, just pure like shot creator, shooter, everything right
Yeah.
now. But he's older, so that's why it's the only reason why people are.
They're showing this Dillingham, but they already picked a guard.
I don't think. I think like I said, Devin Carter is a possibility. He's a guard as well. They did show Dillingham there, which they did show Ron Holland right before he took when Pistons took him. I was like, why are they showing Ron Holland at 5? And then
Yeah, not good. Now I'm not optimistic. That makes me very pessimistic. What you just said.
I just remember it because I saw they showed Ron Holland.
Yeah, they did.
Like, why would they show him? Why would they show him? He's gonna go like 13th.
Oh man.
Yeah, there he is again. They're showing him again. Oh no.
Wouldn't they be showing him like on the phone, happy? Do they call their picks in the NBA, or is that just an NFL?
Not
thing?
when they're in the green room.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah,
sometimes I see him taking calls. Sometimes I see him taking calls actually. Here it is.
It's gonna be this guy Dillingham.
Yeah, Rob Dillingham.
Wow, they just doubled up at guard.
So whoever reported, there's a chance they both slide. Neither of them slid, and in fact, both went well above their projection. That's funny. Who
they
was
were in
it?
the market. Obviously, I'm a Cavs fan. We're talking about maybe a
Jonathan
Garland
Wasserman.
destination,
So what does this do for Carter under 10.5?
I don't know. I mean, once you get to this point, like anything's, it's like
Yeah,
there's no needs.
I can
or
see
anything.
the Jazz could use a point guard. So the Jazz at 10 is a possibility for Carter.
And they just traded Rob Dillingham.
Sorry?
They traded him, the Spurs.
Oh, to who?
The Timberwolves.
The Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, who could they
Wow.
have traded?
That's a great pickup by the Wolves. I'm depending who they traded, but that's a great pickup for Minnesota. They've got the size on defense to handle his lack of size.
I mean, where were they picking in the draft?
27.
So would they have? They probably traded a player, right?
Yeah. So it'll depend what player that is, but that is I like that fit a lot for Minnesota. So we'll just have to wait and see what they got for it. Devin Carter at 10 makes sense still because the Jazz could use a point guard. They don't really have one. Keontae George is more of a shooting guard who plays there, but the Devin Carter bet's not dead. The Dalton Connect at 9th is not dead. But the wrinkle here is that Buzelis is still here, and he's the best player available. Yeah, great move. Great move for the Wolves, pending who they gave away. But great fit, definitely, for them there. Jeez, what does What does Memphis do? They still need a center. There's no centers in this area that they should pick. So probably figure it out elsewhere. Probably just take Connect for me.
Wait, are you sure there's no centers around here, Jacob? You sure about that?
Who the fuck would they? What center would they take at 9? Best center available consensus is Edie, but if they took Edie at 9, I would say that they have reached a little bit too far. This draft is not going as expected. If it is, I'm seeing the chat now. Number 9 is apparently a shocker. So it's not Connect. It's not Carter.
Nope.
Buzelis is still on the board. That was not a slide I foresaw.
Wait, do you want to know the trade terms? I just saw them.
Yeah, I do. Please.
What the hell? That was all the Spurs got?
A 2031 unprotected first and a 2030 swap.
What? A first round pick 7 years down the road?
Unless the Spurs are big braining like the Timberwolves.
And it's top 1 protected in 2030.
So the Spurs are thinking the Wolves rinsed all their picks to get Rudy Gobert. They're going to be bad by 2030. Let's get their picks then.
When Greg Popovich is dead.
When Wembanyama is like in his prime. Well, I think he'll be like 26, 27, but that's not a good trade at all for the Spurs.
7 years in advance. 7 years in advance.
What are the Spurs need to be good now. The Spurs need to be good now. Why are they doing this?
If it was like 3 years in advance, I'd say that's really weird. For the 8th pick, let alone 7 years in advance.
Hang on, pick is here. Zach Edey at 9. Oh my God. All right. Oh, Canada. Canadian in the top 10 in the draft. I love it. Congratulations to him. He was gonna go undrafted last year, and now he's the 9th overall pick. But wow, is that a reach? Okay, sorry. I will victory lap for Pips here. On our show yesterday, he said Dillingham at 8th. So that's a great pickup there. Wow, Zach Edey at 9. I guess they really wanted a center, and it was absolutely more worthwhile to trade up to 6 probably than draft Edey at 9. I don't know. This is a surprise. Wow.
I still can't get over that. I think that the trade is even more crazy than them taking Zach Edey.
Well,
like the Wolves are probably still going to have Anthony Edwards in 7 years.
To be fair, this is a fantastic fit for Edey. Great screener for Ja Morant. Rim protector that gets Jaren Jackson as the help 4. Great pick, great fit. I just think it's a little. I think it's a little early for Edey.
I don't know what to think with him because the guy, he's got skills and he can move his feet. Like he can defend pick and rolls. Like he's not. Now he's got to drop a little bit, but he's not a complete stiff on those switches or on those, hedges off the picks. Like I think he can at least, give himself a chance. It's just, I think he's got to make some outside shots at some point, I think, to stay on the court.
So pre-draft, he was, not that it was likely, but he was like plus 700 to go to the Raptors. The Raptors, the highest player on the list was Zach Edey. He's not available at 19. Wow. Congrats to Edey. That's awesome for Canada basketball. Hopefully he goes to the Olympics because Canada doesn't have a center. All right. Everybody, thank you for joining the stream. We got one more pick of the stream today, and Hitman needs Devin Carter to go here. But Buzelis, Connect are on the board still, and they are good. So this is all quite shocking to me. But last pick of the live stream.
Fun draft for a crappy draft.
Yeah, I always enjoy the draft. This has been great.
So we thought that Memphis could take Klingon, so they just kind of went with moving up for him. So I guess this is the next best thing for them.
Yeah.
But
wow, some of these picks, man. A lot of mock drafts, including mine, looking poor right now. Well, that's the draft. You never know. Pick is in for the Jazz.
Danny Ainge is smart.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
he loves wings.
I think Connect. Well, let's see.
It would make sense.
Cody Williams.
Really
I forgot he fell. All right, Cody Williams.
That's right for them. There you go.
Good pick. It's one I can get behind.
Good. See, that makes sense. He was a guy that makes sense for them.
This, for a guy like Danny Ainge, you get a switchable point forward.
Right.
I like it. Wow. Buzelis, not top 10. Carter, still available. I'll tell you, the Oklahoma City Thunder probably really interested in Devin Carter right now. Bulls, wow, they can go anybody. There's a lot of guys the Bulls can take and get in a good spot. But that will do it for our top 10. Unfortunate for Hitman on Carter and Connect, but you did get the Buzelis one at least. But thank you, everybody.
Isaiah Collar at 14. That's what we want.
Isaiah Collar 14 is what we want, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate Hitman. Appreciate TA for coming through, hanging out with me today. We'll see you again very soon for some more coverage here on the board. We'll be back on Tuesday to recap free agency. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of the draft, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.